What's going on, guys? Cameron here with the Lawn Care Life in Mowssouri, and we got a pond bank to tackle today. My buddy Billy, he's out here. He's got his mini X. He's gonna be grabbing stuff and pulling stuff out if it's in the way or if it's something too big that I can't handle. So gonna be tag teaming here on this one. But got the Ventrac Tough Cut out here, and I'm ready to roll. We'll start down here at the bottom, kind of work our way through there, wiggle through there, and then start going up the pond bank. That's the game plan anyways. It'll always change, but that's what I'm gonna start out doing. So let's get rolling.
I'll be able to get out. I'll just have to go grab my other machine and pull myself out.
Okay.
But I'll just let you work around until enough to get where I can walk out of here without getting soaked.
Right.
So, and then I'll go grab my other machine real quick and pull myself out.
Got long enough to change?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some of this stuff I may, I've got that chainsaw in the truck.
Yeah, I've got a couple in there too.
Do you?
Yeah.
I may just run and go get it real quick. Well, I can work right here.
Yeah, if you can get me a walking path out of here.
Yeah.
And I ain't worried, it ain't growing any brush, so you can cut however close you need to get to me, I don't care.
Okay.
Just watch it, it is...
I see it down there.
It's muddy.
That's why I started up here. I was like, I wasn't getting a lot of, I mean, I was spinning. And I was like, maybe I just need to do the top and get what I can get.
Yeah.
So.
And that's, I'll probably pull as close as I can with the skid steer down in this area.
Yeah.
And I'll use my bucket to kind of pull myself out probably.
Okay. All right, I'll get you a little path here.
Alrighty.
Rain and more rain, man. That's all we've had this season. So it's been tough to kind of get in here and do jobs like this. Billy over here, he's in a little bit of a bind. He got down here and can't really tell till you get into it, but it is so wet down in here. Got his piece of equipment buried, so he went to get a skid steer. Hopefully we can get it pulled out, but I'm just trying to work around all this with the Ventrac. Some of this stuff is just a little bit too thick for the Ventrac to handle, especially when it's like 2 or 3 trees bundled up. If it's just like one by itself and it's that size, it can tackle it no problem. But when there's several like that bunched up, it becomes a little bit of an issue. So got the chainsaw. I'm going to attempt to try to get in there if I can, cut some of this down so I can see what I'm getting into with the Ventrac. But like this one right here, I knocked over a couple of these and cut those. Got this one hanging up here, but there's like several that are kind of bunched up and it's a little tough. I got into a spot over here where I was going downhill. I tried to back up, I was spinning, and I had this one tree over here kind of hanging me up. I had to go ahead and knock it down. I was able to, and then I was able to kind of back out of there. But you get on a slope and it's been wet, it's been raining, and it's nasty. Kind of lose traction because all this debris, all this material that I'm cutting, it's just kind of sitting on top. So you're backing up and you're just throwing that material around. So anyways, I'll get the chainsaw out, get the Ventrac back out here, and hopefully knock some more of this out. got one machine stuck. I hope we don't get two stuck. We're going to the other side. Going to the other side, and hopefully we can pull this thing out. Didn't look like a real good angle, and there's just a bunch of junk to try to pull it through. Maybe this is the way to pull it. It's got the New Holland out here. Let's see if the New Holland has enough power to pull this thing out. We ended up getting Billy's piece of equipment unstuck somehow. I don't know how. There was so much stuff to kind of go around and get by. We literally pulled it out like little by little. You can see in the background there, he's kind of moving through and trying to go to the other side of the pond. So we did get him unstuck, but the GoPro batteries died and didn't get like the end of it, but it took forever. Took probably an hour to just get him out of that one little spot. But anyways, just thought I'd let you guys know because the batteries died, and yeah, too bad we didn't get to see the rest of it. But anyways, back to the action. So now it's my turn, I guess. I'm pretty well hung up, can't go anywhere. You'll see here in a minute how I'm stuck, but I'm going down here, trying to move these trees out of the way, and gonna get the saw out, cut some of them. I'm trying to get below the Ventrac to just see what's below me, because at this point, I can't tell. I can't tell from my seat on the Ventrac. I can't tell from the side. It's just so grown up that I don't know if the hole gets deeper or if it's super washed out or what I'm going to run into. I can't back up at this point because I'm high centered. So the only way I can go right now is forward, but I want to make sure there's nothing there before I just dive off, you know, going down hills. So just cutting all this back, trying to get over there and check it out. So one big problem I have, you're going to see here in a second, you're going to see the belt smoke, but I am right on top of a stump. So I can't turn my blades on to cut anything below me. I'm having problems because if I kick the blades on, I'm right on top of that stump, and the only thing it's going to do is just start smoking. Alright man, so now I got stuck. High centered over here. I'd like to go from the bottom and come up, but it's so thick down there, so wet down there, we got it wallered out, that it's kind of hard to approach it from the bottom now. Anyways, we'll see if we can get this thing pulled out. I'll show you what I got into. And I smoked my belt on top of that. I don't know if you guys could see it in the video, but I smoked my belt, so probably have to replace the belt. Anyways, fell off right in there. And kind of high centered over here, so that's not good. Got the cylinder over there touching the ground. I don't know, man. Down here, you can tell in the middle there, that's touching the ground too, so let's see if we can get it out of here. All right, now it's time to come up with the game plan, trying to figure out exactly what to do here. So like I said, the Ventrac stuck. We're thinking about maybe lifting it up in the back, then looking at the front, trying to figure out if it's safe to go down, because we're really not sure, can't really see what's underneath there, all that brush. So just looking it over real quick, and we're thinking about lifting it from the back, but there is that cylinder. I'm afraid that if we lift it up from the back, it'll put more pressure towards the front on that cylinder, and it could potentially bust it or bend it. We definitely don't want that happen. So I'm leaning more towards just going forward and hoping for the best. So that's kind of what I'm thinking at this point. So just looking, at the front, in front of the Ventrac, and Billy's going to come over real quick and just kind of push the brush around a little bit and see if we can figure out what's under there, see if we can get any ideas. So right now he's basically just pushing the brush a little bit, just enough so we can see if there's a hole under there, if it's washed out more, if it's if we can see the ground, or what we're kind of dealing with. So he's getting a good eye on that right now, checking it out. And I think at this point we pretty well decided that we're going to just go down the bank, and hopefully everything will go good. So he's checking it out one more time for me. I'm like, Billy, check this out one more time, man. Just make sure, because I can't see. We can't see. And once I go down, there's no getting back up. I mean, if I go down and it's a huge hole, and if I get my back tires, down in that hole, there's no way that I'm getting back out of there. So it's like lift it up from the back and potentially bend that cylinder, or go straight off down the embankment and hope for the best. So oh man, it's neither one's really a good choice at this point, and neither option's really what I want to do. I'd rather have a third option, but don't really have that. So I'm over there checking it out now. I can kind of see when he's moving the brush around, it looks to me like we're good. So I'm gonna hop on the Ventrac and see what happens. Remember, at this point, I cannot turn the blades on, so I have to go straight down without turning the blades on. The only problem with that is the Tough Cut deck will only lift up so high. This debris, this material, is like 8-9 feet tall, so it's tall. I'm trying to push all that down without cutting it, just trying to drive over it, and it's very, very challenging, to say the least. And then once I get down here, I've got to figure out how I'm going to get back up. And I didn't cut any of that material that I just drove over. So I'm trying to go back up, and I'm spinning. I'm getting caught on the debris behind me, and it's just almost impossible to get back out of there. So I go back down to the bottom again, and I'm going to have Billy to try to get these trees, these small trees, out of the way so that I can back up and to the top of the levee here. So we'll see if Billy can get these trees pushed out of the way so I can get more traction. That one right there is giving me problems too, so he's going to go back and try to dig that one up as well. And yeah, it's a mess. It would have been easier if I could have turned the blades on and just went down. I think I could have got back up, but since I couldn't do that, having a whole lot of problems. But finally wiggling around, sliding around, and looky there, man. Finally got out of that mess. I hope I don't do that again. Let's not get stuck the rest of this job. This area looks pretty easy right here, but it's not, because there's a washed out area. It's probably about 3 feet deep. My front tire just fell off in it, back in, back out. It's about 3 feet deep, but it's not very wide. But if I hit it wrong, I'll end up in that hole, and I'll be stuck just like I was before. So trying to avoid that, trying to nose in there and just cut what I can, back and back out. Here in a minute, you'll see me go through this little section up above the washed out area, and I can barely squeeze through there. It's washed out on both sides, so got to be really, really careful, cautious. My left tire kind of going down in there, and watch what happens when I back up. back here by the barn, kind of where we first started, except at the bottom of the pond bank. But this is pretty much it. This is pretty much all I can do with my machine. I've done as much as I could on the top side, and then I've done as much as I can down here in the bottom. So about to wrap things up, but I want to show you the before video again and kind of just walk you through that and tell you a little bit more about this whole job, you know, how I got it and what the customer actually wanted us to do and why he wanted us to do it in these conditions. So if you've made it to the end of the video here, here's the before. This is what it looked like. The customer called my friend Billy and wanted him to come out, check it out, see if he could tackle this. He thought his pond was leaking, so he thought on the back side of this there was a leak somewhere. That's why so much water was down there below where you saw me running the Ventrac. I mean, it was just so wet. We've gotten a lot of rain at this point, but on top of that, there's just a whole lot of water down there. So I actually thought he had a leak somewhere on this levee, and he wanted all this cleared out so he could see what the levee looked like, see how it would look, you know, structurally, and just kind of go from there. See if he had any patches that he needed to make on the back side of this levee, see if he could find out where the water was leaking, all of that. So my buddy Billy, he calls me up. He's like, hey man, I've got this job. We can tackle it together. You figure out how much you want out of the deal. I'll figure out how much I need out of the deal, and we can go into this job together, tackle it, and see what we can do. Try to help this guy out. So the customer wanted it done like as quick as he could, as quick as we could get out there and knock it out. So that's why we went out there when we did. That's why it looks the way it looks, but we tried to knock it down the best we could. That way he could at least see the side of the levee, see if there was any holes, any breaks, any water coming out. We didn't see like a whole lot there on the far end. We did see some water running out, and I didn't get down there and look to see if that was where it was leaking from or what, but there was a whole lot of water on that far end. But anyways, we got in here, got the job done, and this is what it looks like after. So drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. It was it was so hard. It was another tough job. In the last video, that one was super hard. Just going through there. Luckily, I had a guy with me helping me out there. Same thing here. I would not have been able to do this by myself. I would have gotten in here and thrown in the towel because a lot of these bigger trees needed to be pulled out. There was no way for me to knock them over with the Ventrac. So I did what I could. I used the chainsaw like you saw early on in the video. But once we got down here, man, it's just so rough on the back side of this levee. He actually had some areas right here where it kind of washed out. My buddy came in and kind of built the road back up a little bit for him, and just trying to help him out, just trying to help him clear this levee, and so he can get, a little bit better look on what's going on. See a lot of water down here on this end. But yeah, so let me know what you guys think. Drop a comment below. Let me know. This was a tough job. Definitely was not easy. It didn't take all that long, but it was just a really, really tough, hard job. So the Ventrac made it through it. The excavator that he was running made it through it. We got everything out of there in one piece. And so our equipment will live on for another job. So drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys think about this one. But I'm out of here. Hope you guys have a good day. Thanks for watching. And as always, hey, God provides.